So I used to eat out a lot. And by the way, Kimari, I put so much weight. Oh my God. Wow. Wow.
What kept you going? Because that's normally where people quit. So statistically speaking, in Kenya, I think it is 90% of businesses that are open usually shut down 3 years later. And I think it's actually less now. And I'm guessing this is after they've gone through the startup stage, the dream stage.
Yes.
And now they've entered the survival stage.
Yes.
And that's why people usually quit, but you didn't because we're still here, right? So what kept you going?
Passion. In as much as I didn't attend a wedding before, I did do a couple of events before when I was in campus. And that's another thing. I really thank God that my parents took me to a university that was not solely focused on just education. We had opportunities to work on our talents. So I had opportunities to work on my music. We had events that we were allowed to do. So that's where I found my love. That's how I met, we call him Bachi from A to Z. That's where we all started. And, read the amphitheater right now, if you go there, I don't know right now how it looks, but it was open. And because of the event that I did with another team, we ended up covering everything so that we could do lighting and everything. We had
this
DJ.
Is still with Baraka.
This is still with Baraka.
Wow.
We had DJ Mo's coming in. I don't know. Well, now he's a celeb, but I don't know if he remembers me. If you do, hi. And I remember he had just gotten saved, and we were giving him sodas, Fantas to keep through the night, and keep people entertained. And we were dancing all So,
Wow.
so that is where I found. That this is something I could do. And then there was also business events that there was a group, I don't know, what was it called? I can't remember, but there was a business group that was in almost every campus. And so Steve Mutero, he also asked me, he said, Marion, I want you to do this for me. Go talk to people who can come and exhibit and stuff like that. So I can say that's where it was birthed. So I found my love for that. Just transforming that amphitheater, covering the stage and making sure it was covered with wood. I literally went to the workshop and had them come take the measurements, and it was a lovely experience.
Wow. So what would you tell someone who has seen an opportunity? Because what I hear you saying is, only get into something if you love it, if you have a passion for it. Because when you hit the survival stage, there's a high chance you're going to give up. So then, what would you tell someone who's watching and they're like, "But I have found an opportunity that is, a revenue stream or a cash cow that's going to bring in some good money. Should I proceed with that opportunity, or perhaps just let it go because it's not something I'm passionate about?"
Whoa, that's a hard question because I know people will not agree with my answer.
No, we're talking about your experience.
But from
no
my
one can
experience,
contest with your experience.
Okay, from my experience, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole because I don't know about it. But if you've watched, there's a video I did on how to choose a consultant. If I was a market-focused kind of a person, like I'm an entrepreneur looking for opportunities, that wouldn't affect me. Why? Because people who are market-focused, they don't do the job themselves. They will hire somebody else to do that.
Right.
Yeah. So, but because of me, I'm so system focused, detailed. I want to know everything, and I'm also lean towards the product focused, where I'm passionate about the craft. So for me, it was not not going to happen. Yeah.
We've quickly summarized that part, but you should check out that video. It is how to choose the right consultant for your business, and I think it is one of the last episodes of the business maturity series. So please check that out. And then question is, who are you? She lists three personality, the business personality types or profiles. Check that out and find out who you are. So we are at the survival stage. Then comes the stability stage. What I'd like you to do now is, let's do a contrast. And again, if you don't understand, we apologize if you haven't watched the entire series. You should. because then it will give a lot of information on what we're discussing.
Yeah.
So the stability stage is what comes after the survival stage.
Actually, no. There's a subsistence, which is
yes.
yeah, the number 3. But I love the contrast. There's a big contrast now between survival and stability. Yeah.
So I want you to give me that contrast. Paint a picture of what your life was like when you were surviving, and your life now when you were stable.
First thing, when I was surviving, I was eating home every day. No eating out, nothing. So I was in tip-top shape. Tip-top shape. Now, when I'm in stability, remember, this is where I'm making a profit and this. And after I've paid my expenses, there's still a chunk of money in the bank, right? So I used to eat out a lot. And by the way, Kimari, I put so much weight. Oh my God. Wow.
You know, in Kenya, weight is usually a sign of wealth. So in this case, it was for real. It was for real.
I mean, I had no problems, and I did a lot of. I spent a lot on myself. I used to buy shoes. Shoes. I had enough pairs. Like, wow, you know. And gosh, I was at the salon quite often. Westgate was my home. I was just spending left, right, and center. You know, you're talking to someone who, I mean, I'd never seen such money before, you know. So I did a lot of spending. But I will be very quick to say that I paid myself a salary. And that salary was open to my consultant, and they approved it. It was open to...
Oh, wait, so these shoes are not being bought by the business?
No.
It's okay.
No.
This is the space where
Kimari, I'm happy to say I was paid a salary, and that's one thing I've been very disciplined on. I was paid a salary, and from that salary, that's where I paid. Yeah.
It's very easy for someone who's in business to take money off their business to purchase personal stuff.
But of course...
That never happened?
No, it never did. I had an admin
person. Absolute discipline.
So this is the thing. When you get to the, stage 5, where you get to success, where you have other planners. For me, I also hired someone in admin. And I was very transparent with my team. So admin, Joyce, that's Joyce. Joyce, hi. She used to handle finances as well for me, and the petty cash and stuff. So after her first year of working with Majestic, she had access to the bank statements. She had to write down exactly how the money was spent. Why? Because we had a management consultant. We had to explain. Not only did we have a consultant, we had an outsourced bookkeeper, accounting firm that was doing our books. So so there was nothing like that. So Joyce would write me my check, which I would sign, and then the money would hit my account.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I am though curious, and I guess this question is to those guys who are watching. What did you spend? So for those who hit stability stage, and you had lots of money. For Marion, her poison was shoes. She had lots of shoes. Please leave on the comment section below. What did you buy? Especially women, I am very sure lots of women are going to put clothes and shoes.
Yes.
In that category.
Yes, Kimari. Yes.
So yeah, please confirm.
Yes.
Am I right or wrong? I'll just leave it in the comment section.
Let's be honest, guys. I'd really love to hear what you say. Yeah.
All right, cool. So we are at the stability stage. Then comes the success stage. Did you ever get a taste of the success stage? Wait, did you reach the success stage?
Yes,
Maybe
I did.
Start there.
Yes, I did.
Tell me about the success stage.
Perfect. Man, that's where you feel like a CEO. Because not only was I making profit, but I had a team. I had 4 planners, 4 event planners. And
meaning you could do 4 events in a day?
Yes.
Wait, what? So Marion did, actually 5 events.
If I wanted, yes.
You could take another event.
Yeah.
This would be wow.
Yeah. So I had 4 event planners. Did I have 4? No. 3. I had 3 because the 4th one didn't stay for long. Okay. So I had 4 event planners, and then I had head of deco. Remember, when I started Majestic and I left Samantha's Bridal, I was like, no. I'm going to be a pure planner. I am not going to have a supply line. I am not going to do this. I am going to be a pure planner so that when clients come to me, I'll tell them I'll get you the best rate. You don't have to take my stuff. Then things shifted. I got the idea of bringing Shabari chairs, which had never hit the market. So I was the first person to bring them in. So it was easy to manage that. I was able to manage that. But then now we started getting into other things. So people started coming to us for shopping mall decor and stuff. Why? Because of that simple chair. And now I needed somebody who was going to handle, because now we were getting a lot more orders. Right. So I think I had 300 chairs. So maybe one couple would take 100, another 250, another 200 or another 100. So who's going to manage all that? So I had someone in charge of deco or in charge of the chairs at that point. And he was also now in charge of the shopping mall deco. That was Mark. And I had someone now, Joyce, in charge of admin. So really, Kimari, did I really need to go to the office every day? The answer is no.
Wow.
The answer is no.
That's like a dream for a lot of people.
I really didn't have to.
Your business is. So did you ever take a holiday?
Wow. Imagine I don't remember taking a holiday. I really didn't, because I was so geared. I think what drives me is seeing other people succeed. So I took on the role of training, of operations, and because that's also my strength. So selling, I can sell, but that's not my DNA. My DNA is systems and making everything. So I got a lot of joy out of that. So I'd get reports, and all my guys would copy me on all the emails. We'd have meetings on Monday. And so this was my dream, to have meetings at 10 o'clock on Monday after you've done weddings the whole weekend, with coffee and mandazis and stuff like that, and then sit in the office and discuss, so how was your weekend, what happened? And that's what we used to do. So that thrilled me. And then now making sure my books were correct, talking to Joyce, so what plans do we, I loved having meetings. So no, I did not. But did I have a good time? I'd take myself out for dinner. I would, Westgate was my home, I keep saying. That was it. So yes.
What?
Westgate was my home.
Your home. Okay. So after success stage comes significance. Very few people, in my opinion, hit that stage. Because actually, like you said in the video, where when you hit success stage, people sort of chill there. It's a good place to be. It's a very good place to be.
Actually, it's very good. You can forget their other stage. You can forget the name of the stages, but you can forget that there are other things you can aspire to within your business. So you get very comfortable. This is the time. At that stage, by the way, I had moved out. I was staying in a very good area. Someone was like, "Why do you need all these rooms?" I had more than, I'm single. I'm single, but I had like good sufficient space. I had the life, basically. I was doing well. The only thing I regret is I didn't buy myself another car. I should have, but I was so passionate about taking Majestic to the next level. So the profits we've now made is now we started going into bringing in our other deco supplies that would complement the Shabari chairs, and that was, for me, a big mistake again. So that was another lesson that I took, because now I was very comfortable.
So then, I guess my question is, did you ever hit, or did you ever taste significance? Here's the thing. I always believe that whichever stage you're in, a part of you will taste or touch on the stage before, and a part of you there'll be remnants that are still in the previous stage.
True.
So while you're in the success stage, was there any point where you felt some parts of the significance stage?
Yes, there was, because at significance, you have people in charge of stuff. So I remember Tina being in charge of the planners, because she had been with me the longest. So they would report to her directly. Anyone who was doing weddings would report to her. Then I had Margaret. Margaret was dealing with corporate projects, and we got a lovely project that was internationally based, and that's the reason she was hired, and it was really good, and she was in charge of that. Then we had Mark, who was in charge of deco. Whoever else came, it would come under that. So for me, that was lovely to have. So as I said, there was a feeling of, so I felt like I was now moving into the strategy phase. So I'd have a lot more meetings with my consultant, where do we want to go, that futuristic way of I had time to think about where to go. But then I kept going in between. Now, this is what happened to me. The fifth stage, that stability, success stage you're talking about, was awesome. But it was also my biggest downfall.
I was about to ask.
Yeah.
So, I know your personal story to some extent.
Yeah.
I now know where you are, but there's a gap. And a lot of people know the Marion of Majestic Events.
Yes.
And they know the Marion of today of Majestic Events. But there's like a gap, a space that people don't know about. Would you care to tell us a little bit more about that?
Kimari, I made a huge blunder. I kind of abdicated, or rather let go of my company. In as much as I was taking those meetings, and now it was very easy. Those friends who call you, can we have lunch? Now I was available. So I found myself dropping a lot of things because I had a team. I keep saying, Chuck Blickman says the difference between management in place and management in charge, right? So I kind of let go of certain things. And then consultancy is good, but guys, let me tell you, if you have a consultant, an outside eye, a management consultant, anyone, that's not for you, the time for you to let go, because that's what I did. So anything they told me, I would do. I wouldn't even think twice about it, because I'm thinking we are together. The answer is the only person who knows your business is you. You're the one who knows whether, maybe not 100%, but 80% of the time you'll know if it will work, right?
So what you're saying is a safe Nilifika.
Nilifika, I thought I had. So, and then now you're getting these good deals. So what happened is I took advice. And I don't blame them, because I should have thought otherwise, or we should have reached. What we did is we said, now to get more jobs, right? Because everything was in place. We had a brand, people knew us, we had a good product and a good service. So what we did is we said, to get more jobs, let's hire.
Wow.
Let's hire salespeople.
Wow. Okay.
That's why I told you I had 4. Then I switched, because then now the 4th event planner came as a result of that.
What was the blunder in that?
The blunder was...
Because that looks like a really good...
Okay, so I sat with my consultant, who, by the way, I appreciate to this very day, because of his company, that's also how I actually got my processes in place. That's how I learned how to read, to know my numbers, yeah? But so I met with him, and so we agreed that this is the way forward. We're like, yes. So the first thing I did is I hired a salesperson. And then Marion, Majestic, yeah? So I hired someone, I'm paying them quite a bit of money. They even asked me for a car. You get what I'm saying? It was really a good guy. But in as much as his intentions were right, we did not see results for like 6 months. And please note, I'm paying you a salary. Okay. So that didn't work. We agreed, we parted ways, because again, I was into the dream. Let's do this. Creating product is the best part. But after that, imagine you have to sell and make the money. And that guy helped me.
I don't even know a guy called Vusi.
Yes.
That's what it says. Doesn't matter what kind of business you have.
Yeah.
If you cannot sell, then just shut down.
Then shut down.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because now I had this lovely sales guy for 6 months, and we created amazing company profiles. For that time, it was amazing. And we did good videos.
Wait. We're still doing weddings?
No. At this time, we're getting into corporates as well.
Corporates,
yes. Nice, sleek, everything. That now when it came to, let's see the fruit, there was nothing to show. I couldn't afford it anymore.
Wow.
So we said, no, let's do this. Let's hire more, pay less, and then we'll give a commission. That happened. What people don't tell you, at least from my experience, Before a salesperson starts bringing in money, they've stayed with you for 6 months.
Wow.
Possibly. And that's what happened to me. And I did not know. So I'm churning out.
Did you have enough runway, enough money to finance?
Now, so this is a mistake I made, right? So I'm with my consultant. We are managing. We are bright. In fact, we even became buddies. Very close. Did I talk to my bookkeeper, my accountant? No. So one day Amos is sitting. He's like, hey, from your report of last month, I'm noticing for the last 3 months, your wage bill, your payroll is seems to be higher. Don't you think it's too much? No, we're fine. We're okay. Da, 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 da. I did. And this is the thing, when you have a team, don't just have a team for the sake of it. Literally consult them and get to hear what they're thinking, you know. So I hired more people. Voila. While I was hiring and feeling high and dry, there's one job, big installation job that went wrong. I mean, wrong. After it went wrong.
What are we talking about here?
Okay, so so it went wrong.
Because in Marion standards, wrong could be.
No,
okay.
it went horribly wrong. What happened is I was given a job to do an Easter decor for a specific mall.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I talked to my guy. I'm like, so go handle. Go deal. Manage by abdication. Wonderful. Cease dealing. I told him, go to this particular company, blah, blah, blah. That's what I thought he had done. Then he's like, no. I found another one cheaper. So he got someone on Gong Road. Kimari, those eggs were not eggs. They were not smooth. It was. So what meant is we had to go now to the right company. So imagine if the job was worth 600,000 and I had put in 300, imagine I had to spend another 300, which means your profit is what?
0.
Thank you. First mistake. Yeah. Now, and then the other one is when you get clients, especially corporate clients, and you have someone there on the inside who anyway, they're not even taking a commission from you. God has given you favor with them, right? So they come to you like, you have to sort me out here. And then you don't follow the process of getting an LPO first. My friend, that's what happened to me. So I did another job, an installation elsewhere that required a lot of capital. And that's the thing with deco companies. You need to have capital. And that's where you need banks that can give you loans and stuff like that. Do you know, I did that job, put in my money into the job. I got the LPO like 3 months later. I got
getting the LPO is
3 months
not
after the job. Yes, I got the payment between the time of installation and when I got paid was 6 months.
Wow.
Now, at that point, I had a team of 7. Yeah, I wasn't that big, and yet I was still feeling successful. I wasn't even doing government tenders. So imagine what that amount of money did to me and did to my business. You can't you can't even get up from there.
Is that what happened?
That's exactly what happened.
Goes back to another question I'd ask. The gap in between, was that...
That was the beginning of the crazy. Because then now, the money, cash flow became a problem. Okay? But because I'm so used to getting jobs, I got a job from another corporate organization. They paid me good money. And I thought, Kimari, I started this business in 2008. From 2010, I did not have a period where there were no jobs. I think after COVID, we now know there's a possibility of a 6-month compulsory leave. But prior to this, there was always a job. So what does Marion do? Planners, please do not do what I did. Is you get paid this amount of money, and you decide, let me spend it on this. When I'll be paid, I'll sort it out. So guess what, Kimari? I did that. I think 2 events. How was my debt? My, what do they call it? Accounts payable looking at? Arrears. And I noticed...
This is where you take money from one client and spend it on another client?
No.
Or perhaps on overheads?
Overheads. You don't even spend some you use
for future events.
Yes. So you use someone for future events. You use someone overheads because you know, now I can buy this. I can buy this for the business. I can buy this. Da 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 da. Yeah. And that's where it just went wrong. Kimari, and yeah.
Let's take a pause there.
Take a pause.
Let's take a pause there. Because I think there's a question that I'm going to ask you a bit later that is going to help us identify or get deeper in that particular one.
Okay.
In that particular topic.